We're live. All right. I am AI. Oh man. Just watching the keynote right now and it's terrifying. I am AI. Is this when Jensen will come out as being AI? Oh man. Jensen. Jensen. Too bad AI cannot help your presentations. Cooler presentations, not possible without AI. Accelerated computing. Transformers. This is a little bit scary. And his love for AI is kind of scaring me. Digital robots. Are there analog robots? I don't know. I feel like robots are all digital. If it's incorrect, you have to take a drink. It is pretty crazy, though, how they've been increasing their AI capabilities. I don't know if he started the modern AI revolution. It's Nvidia computing. They have done quite a bit with their ability in AI. It's actually pretty incredible. And a lot of their stuff centers around their tensor cores, and that's part of being first, right? They were kind of one of the more first to have dedicated AI type processing hardware in their GPUs. So we shall see. We shall see. Jensen, we just want to hear about a new GPU. At least that's all I want to hear. It's always like kind of like I gotta get through all of this stuff where you talk about things that are supposed to inspire and how wonderful you guys are. They're just working with AI. How long until they're working for AI? Dun, dun, dun. Thanks, Jensen. I'm glad that it's going to be terrific. Oh, how is AI on GPUs a revolution in industry and science? No, gaming science, not climate science. Come on. Hey, guys. Yeah, it's an early stream. Thankfully, they did this while I'm working from home, so I'm going to probably just tack on an extra half hour to my workday. But it's pretty crazy with like AI and Nvidia. They've got quite a strong tie there, but I'm just kind of surprised that like with all this AI stuff that Nvidia is not really like at the forefront of like implementing self-driving cars. And it's kind of interesting how like Tesla, who's as far as my understanding, which is super limited, uh, you know, that they're like more at the forefront of when it comes to any sort of self-driving car, but they have like AMD stuff in there in their cars. So I don't know if they have any Nvidia modules. Maybe they do. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they're just doing an early stream here. But it is kind of interesting, large scale models like climate change models and even like atmospheric weather prediction models. The ability to use AI for that. Although I'm not really sure how AI would really help over just normal computing simulation, because as far as my understanding, like when we're doing weather prediction, we're using just inputs and calculating them. So I'm kind of curious how he's going to talk about how this is like going to be better than, normal. Does the car stutter while accelerating? If it's, who knows, maybe it just needs a better driver. So full stack. Here we go. Yeah, hardware. That's the only thing I care about, really. Software, sure. Okay, let's do the hardware layer. Come on. He's going to announce stuff. He's going to probably start at the least interesting layer first and then hold off. So we have to watch to the very end. So he's talking about Transformers now, which I'm assuming Michael Bay had something to do with this. When's he going to talk about Bumblebee? So after Transformers came to Earth, they started AI. That's what he's saying right now, at least. See, like language, that's where like AI to me makes sense. But like climate models, I don't really get why he's like talking about AI and climate models. It's more that to me that seems like it's more of a just a flat out data interpretation, not like, somebody's gonna find, I don't know. Somebody's to find out where a river's gonna overflow better than a machine by like, they're gonna use information on where the lowest point and where water flows. That's all that's all predetermined, numbers really. It's like water always flows to the lowest point. You don't need AI to tell you that. You can just put that in your modeling program. I don't get hard to change human behavior. Yeah. Well, that's why like with some things I get AI, like, self-driving cars, you definitely need AI for that. But like again, I don't really understand. Maybe I just don't understand climate models, which is probably the main reason why I don't get why you would use AI for climate models. Okay. So AI based animation he's talking about now. So that's actually kind of an interesting way. This should be actually really cool for utilization in games or also like film. So, my gosh, they're training these in 10 years simulation for these like characters to learn motor skills. You could like literally train an army in their omniverse. You know, like I'm just thinking like Lord of the Rings, like you would train that whole army of AI characters in the omniverse using AI, and then you could input them into like a movie. Yeah, like or even like yeah, games or movies. You know, you could that's actually really interesting because you could really create like really just really complex variable games like very much like real life, right? And you know, you could even have it set so that as it runs, you know, characters level up because they're learning as well as you throughout the game, not necessarily just like they're turning into bullet sponges, right? Like a lot of games, as you level up, it just takes more hits on the characters. They're not necessarily better at movement. It's just they have a larger health bar, right? And so, like, you know, some of them might be like better at blocking quicker. And, you know, if you're not quicker or better, it adds a whole other dynamic. So I'm kind of excited in regards to like gaming, and as well I think it would be really cool to see that implemented in like movies. um you could even have like some pretty cool AI games that are sort of created as well. Well, he's going to touch on a few updates here. I gotta say I like generally a lot of their stuff. I'm using Nvidia Broadcast right now. um but he's talking about Nvidia Triton model inference server. Interesting. Hmm? See, inference is something I don't get, and I wish somebody would explain to me better. Yeah, he's talking about a bunch of things. He's like TensorFlow, PyTorch, Python, Onyx, XGBoost. I have no idea what those things are. Azure. He says Azure. Is it Azure or Azure? I don't know. Interesting. Triton. Open source hyperscale server. Interesting. Nvidia Riva. Oh yeah, speech AI. This is actually really interesting. Not good news if you're a translator, but Riva is their SDK for speech AI. And this is one of those areas where I see AI being very important. Interesting. Yeah, communication stuff and like speaking. Maxine, he's talking about now for like video conferencing. Mm, yeah, this would be pretty interesting. Just being able to improve. video quality, etc. Mhm. He's talking about remote work and how important this will be with remote work. New Fallout game? No new Fallout game yet. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. But let's see what Maxine can do. Mm. Ah, yeah. One of the cool things with Maxine is it helps you keep eye contact. Like it's AI that's like pointing your eyes at the camera instead of like when you're looking down to read. Oh, that's a little bit creepy. Okay, so Maxine, it like it will make you speak a different language, but it'll move your lips in sync with the language. It's really, really, really weird. I think it needs some work. It is really cool, but I think it would be a little less creepy if it was just like a voiceover and they weren't trying to like move the lips and the mouth. It looks really, really weird. And they need to work on that, I think. Yeah. The magic of Maxine. It is cool. It's gonna change the dating world forever. It actually, well, it could open up, remove a lot of language barriers which exist currently. So that'd be kind of interesting. Okay, this is getting a little bit creepy. So like recommenders, where it sort of gives you personalized recommendations based on what you've searched. Yeah, this is getting a little bit creepy. Healthcare services, vacation plan. Oh my gosh. This is I don't know. Merlin he's talking about, which is a framework for recommender systems. This is just I don't know. This is like the creepier level of AI for me. I don't I don't like it. Like maybe I just don't really like it mostly because I would say no, he said he's AI at the very beginning. Don't you worry. It'll be like, by the way, I'm AI. And he said, I am AI at the very beginning. So he is AI. Betcha. Uh it, and right now he's talking about like this. Oh man. It is kind of like, yeah, this recommendation stuff is like so creepy to me. Like it'd be good if you can turn it on and off, right? Because like I don't want to be on a web page and there's like recommended for you, and it's like no, and be like I want to find, if I want to look for like I don't know a new screen for my PC, like if I type that in, then I want that AI to be like, hey, here's the screen that has all the things you've been searching and wanting in your internet searches, but instead of like being on Instagram or Facebook, and it's like, you want this new screen for your PC? It's like, no, I'm looking at people that I don't, I'm looking at people I want to be jealous of. All right. I don't want to look at, getting a new screen. But it is interesting. A lot of the movement of processing from uh he's talking right now too, like about moving the processing from CPU based systems to GPU based systems. And it's like, yeah, it makes sense because like GPUs are just like incredibly powerful when it comes to like processing like vast amounts of data. Like it's incredible. Hmm. What would be really interesting is this AI. Oh, he's talking about this AI and accelerated program. It'd be interesting. Yeah. It's all about the developers. Mm-hmm. Digital biology. See, the creepy thing is that when they'll take the AI for DNA sequencing and they merge that with Merlin, which is the recommendation one, and they're like recommending, would you like your baby to be genetically modified to look like this? Bet you it'll happen. But what I wouldn't be surprised though, what I wouldn't be surprised is that is if yeah, at one point he's gonna be like presenting the new Nvidia blockchain in which you can submit your AI computing power for our crypto coin that we're going to be releasing. I'm just waiting for that to happen. It'd be interesting if it did. And he's like, another reason why you should buy more of our GPUs. Mine our coin to create AI and to help us with our omniverse. Jensen coin. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to say something like that because he's talking about, this huge network, of AI stuff and they want to drive all these apps. And it's like, he's like, why should we pay for the computing power? We'll just get people to do it for a fraction of the cost. It's coming. It's coming. Just you wait. What? Ampere? You don't want that old stuff. Come on, man. Oh, here we go. Hopper. AI compute. Oh. Oh, here we go. The H100. 80 billion transistor chip using TSMC4N process. Interesting. And scale out. 4.9 terabits per second bandwidth. Dang. That's huge. Gen 5 GPU and HBM3. 40 terabits per second of IO bandwidth. Dang. Whoa, wow. 20 H100s can sustain the equivalent of the entire world's internet traffic. That is insane. Wow. Wow, yeah, that is pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy performance. Wow. This is insane. Let's compare it with the video cards predictions here. Ooh, liquid cooling too. Oh my gosh, 700 watts. Yeah, they got that one right. Wow. No, this is enterprise stuff. Annie, yeah. But it's usually an indicator of sort of how bigger. Ooh, largest generational leap ever. Although this kind of translates to sort of what the newer line of cards are going to be for the consumer. So it's helpful as sort of giving us an idea of where it's headed. Transformer model training. Turn your GPU into Bumblebee. But transistors. Let me just go quickly back to where he was talking. Teraflops. What were they saying? It is pretty much crazy. The fact that it's a huge generational leap, but I think though the generational leap he's talking about isn't in actual direct compute performance. It's more with AI stuff and scaling. Yeah, get a 1200 watt PSU for the 4080, probably. It's talking about security. Isn't it nice that Nvidia? Oh man. See, the funny thing is he's talking about he's talking about data protection right now with the new Hopper GPUs, and it's like dude, you guys just got hacked. Like, and you're talking about how it's like it's hard for me to believe that you didn't have these already sort of running, your servers. I know that leather jacket, man. That's key. AI, he's at the end, he's actually just wearing like a wife beater t-shirt, and he's like, I'm not even actually wearing a leather jacket. And that'll be like the big reveal. Nope, there's more. DPX. Interesting. New instructions. Dynamic programming algorithms. Interesting. Yeah, the hacked incident is pretty quiet, so it's kind of rich that he's talking about security. So I'm like, what? Hmm? Interesting. Wow. Nice. 40 times for dynamic processing instructions. Okay. HBM3 memory. 2.5D packaging. Don't know what that is. Okay, let's see. Nice. Show me this hardware, man. Ooh. NVLink switch chips. Competitors can do a lot with the leak data. To be honest, they can use that as sort of like better understand. Like, because like if you're starting like a problem that's brand new, right? Like you never actually addressed it. Having the framework of how someone else solved the problem can help you develop your own framework, which is independent of it, but it gives you a good starting point for developing your own. So you can use it, just obviously not copy paste. Man. DGX H100. So the more you buy, the more you save. I'm just waiting for him to start saying that. Ooh. Ooh, one giant GPU. $640. Wait, 640. That's 80 gigs of HBM3. Yeah, I guess it is 80. How did they have? Yeah, that's the only problem. I need to buy more. Why only 32? NVLink switch system. Interesting. $256 GPU node. Man, that would be insane. So that's perfect. That'll be perfect for my Plex server. 768 terabytes per second. Nice. So wait, one of those pods could run the entire internet times 7. Wow. That is kind of crazy. No, SLI's not back. It's NVLink now. Man, that is insane. You think it's essentially one mind-blowing. It's like, yeah, if you can fully utilize it. 1 exaflop of AI performance. That's insane. Wow. 400 gigabit switch. Super pods. My gosh. I'm getting a little bit scared. It's irresponsible amounts of computing power. I'm just waiting for him to say that. Modern AI factories. Now I'm terrified. I wonder if they're... Yeah, it definitely can't run Crisis. So they're gonna have 18 DGX pods running at Nvidia. Wow. So they're just gonna use that to start designing their chips from now on. Sorry, chip designers, AI is here. You're done. See, that's a creepy thing to me as well about AI, is that once it gets to like a certain point, it's like a lot of like jobs where they're like, automation will never replace that, become replaceable. It's like, yeah, now we've got AI creating computers to improve the AI. Yeah, why don't they just call it Skynet? That's what I don't get. Or maybe once it reaches a certain level, then they'll call it Skynet. I'm just like wondering how many of their meetings, is Jen's like, no, we're not calling it Skynet. Okay, boost over ampere. Okay. Transformer models, that's not really going to help you. Tensor core, okay. Nine times faster with tensor cores. Okay. That might be translating to like much better, that might translate to like much better, ray tracing, etc. Anything that's sort of handled on your current GPU for, in regards to, say, AI, so ray tracing and DLSS. So you probably would see quite a big, maybe 9 times. That would be awesome if you get 9 times. No, he's legit going to be like the Skynet originator. Mm-hmm. Delivering data. Network directly to the GPU. Interesting. So the H100 CNX. Interesting. So it looks like the HNX or the H100 CNX has like 2 network ports on it. So you basically just have your wire going in and your wire coming out. That's kind of crazy. Only a certain amount of time before you just have your whole computer on a GPU. and you just plug your GPU into your power supply. We're gonna have power supplies with PCIe 6.0 slots on them. You just plug directly into, and then you run the whole thing. Oh, data center CPU. Oh yeah, is he gonna talk about how they didn't get ARM? Yes, Grace. Grace Hopper. I was just saying a single board. There you go. Right there. You got the CPU and the GPU on a single board. There you go. Memory coherent chip to chip NV-Link interconnect. 900 gigabytes per second link. You only told us half the story. What? You can have 2 Grace CPU chips on a single board. What's bothering you? How many? 144 CPU cores. Dang. This Keynote doesn't have a fire exit. I don't get the reference, sorry. That's pretty crazy. 2 CPUs with 144 cores, 1 terabyte of memory. Oh, let's see. Yes, but will it cost less than an Apple? Yeah. Oh, RTX. Ooh, Grace Hopper. Interesting. Okay. Wonder if we'll have Grace Hopper GPUs and you have your Grace chip running, your DLSS and your RTX. It'd be interesting if you had like a cut down Grace chip with a Hopper chip on a GPU. I was talking about all these different combinations. 2 Grace, 5 Hoppers, 8 Hoppers, 12 Hoppers. Interesting. It'd be cool if we could have a, yeah. SerDes. SerDes. Interesting. Semi-custom chips. Whoa, 1,000,000x over the last few decades. Jensen, you're getting crazy, man. You're getting crazy. Mm-hmm. Jensen, I wanna see more hardware. Get these SDKs out of here. Don't worry, Annie. Your crypto platform, your portfolio will be a million times if you invest in Doge. Just kidding. Don't invest in Doge. This is not a this is not a this is lame. Yeah. No, he's not going to show us the 3090 Ti because they don't exist yet. No, actually, he's not going to show 3090 Ti, and I'll tell you why. Is because it's the old gen, and he's already talking about the new gen. 3090 Ti is already old news before it even releases. Mm. Co-opt. World record accuracy, man. So goodbye to warehouse workers. New Jensen. Jensen's already in the Omniverse right now. Why do you think he's got this like crazy these crazy AI aspirations? This is how he's gonna like live forever. Morpheus. Now that doesn't sound ominous. Oh, cybersecurity. Oh, that's great. Tell me more about cybersecurity, Jensen. Huh? Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, I think he just referenced it right there. He's like, Nvidia can definitely use Morpheus. He's, yep. I think they definitely need it. Why wasn't it implemented yet? Hmm? I'm excited to see when it will prevent them from getting hacked. 5G radio. Uh-oh. Sorry, Nvidia. Oh man. 5G AI. Okay, I need my hat. Wait. 6G billions of robots. Oh no. This is Skynet. 6G, man. Okay, this is getting really scary. So 6G AI network for primarily for robots. It's a little bit scary. Just saying. I don't know any the gold motif was also on the Volta stuff. So I don't know if that'll be the labeling for it, but who knows? We will see. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that um oh man, that 6G network is kind of scary that he's talking about for hundreds of millions of robots. And I'm like, yeah, hundreds of millions of robots to control the human race. That sounds a lot like Skynet. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it's Skynet. It just sounds exactly like Skynet. Whoa. The same Nvidia systems you own just got faster. Does that mean that my 3090 is going to double in performance? Thanks to fine wine drivers from Nvidia. Okay. Ansys. Ooh, massive speed up. Nice. I wonder if all these speed ups are actually going to help them release new generations faster. Nvidia? Oh, NASA, the final frontier. Faster paper launches. Yeah, probably that's what it'll be. Plus, yeah. Plus, we wouldn't have gotten that awesome movie from Apollo 13 too. Ooh, he's talking about building replicas. Uh-huh. Digital twins are going to be occurring in. Yeah, I was going to talk about the metaverse, not metaverse, the omniverse. Sorry, metaverse is Facebook. Omniverse is Nvidia. There you go. The omniverse, the digital twins, virtual worlds, and the next evolution of the internet. What? Okay. How's this going to be the next generation of the internet? I'm curious. Continue. His public skills speak. I guess his public's. His okay. Let's say his public speaking skills are, I would say, better than most CEOs, but they still are not. I don't know. Sometimes, right now, I think he's pretty warmed up, but at the beginning, he was kind of choppy. He could use AI to like get him better at the beginning. Mm-hmm. The Omniverse. This is going to be pretty cool for like film production, I see, and also game production. Omniverse is going to be quite incredible in regards to that. Yeah. Simulations. Maybe one of these days they'll have a simulation model for network attacks. Heyo. Yeah, they have some pretty cool applications with it. And we're getting there. Where you don't even have to program. Oh. Oh. Here we have a restaurant created fully in the Omniverse, and it looks pretty much lifelike. That's pretty incredible. Now I want ramen. I think Omniverse has some pretty incredible applications though. I know, right? That ramen shop looked good. Too bad it's not real. Or is it? Dun dun dun. So they're going to create a parallel universe in the Omniverse. Interesting. You can run your Omniverse on your RTX PC. Cool. Mm-hmm. Atomic time. A synchronous data center. Mm-hmm. OVX. 8 A40s. The OVX SuperPods. Okay. Ooh. OVX servers are available from the world's top computer makers. I wonder if Artesian Builds has an OVX build, because they are one of the premier ones, aren't they? Ooh. It's like I get so lost in these huge things. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Fair bandwidth, finally. $400 gigabytes per second and working platform. Interesting. Mm, 5 to 6 orders of magnitude improvement. Quality of service. Interesting. Yeah, I'm much more interested in the Omniverse than like any other sort of like, was it metaverse stuff? Hmm. 82 connections from 8. Autodesk. Blender. This would be interesting. Wait, 4D visualization? What the heck is 4D visualization? Can someone tell me? And this just in, the Omniverse is our blockchain. No. Multiverse. The superverse. The doubleverse. Yes, the multiverse is something we know frighteningly little of. That's why we need that AI, so we can learn about the multiverse. It is. Uh-oh. Avatar. They're building avatars for digital humans now. Oh no. Toy Jensen. Uh-oh. He's completely real time. They just brought him on. Don't ask me questions. You're fired. It's like, it's so lifelike. Oh, that face on Jensen. Can you give me some examples? I'm kind of wondering if Toy Jensen is actually in charge of real life Jensen. I have to say the speech is kind of they need to work on the speech a little bit. I wonder if this is scripted. It's like, what are some medical applications? It'd be awesome if he's just like, synthetic biology will be used to control the humans. I mean, oh shoot, that wasn't supposed to come out. Can you tell us how you were made? Well, when an AI and an AI really love each other, they produce. I would have never guessed. Oh, the leather jacket. Yes, the leather jacket. Look at that leather. I think real life Jensen is jealous of Toy Jensen's leather jacket. Tokyo. Interesting. They're gonna use this to replace people at fast food restaurants taking your order. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you already received your fries. Above all, natural. Okay, natural. Whatever you say, Toy Jensen. Perception, pattern recognition. Yeah, yeah. And take over the human race. I mean, it's Jensen's digital twin that's running this. Oh, autonomous vehicle. Here we go. See, I don't know. To me, when I look at like AI for like driving, I always find it that even if you have a digital twin, even if you have AI, there is still there's still the problem of sensors and the fact that sensors fail. And I don't know. Yeah, you can see people and this and that, but one of the things that I always think is why Tesla is going to be miles ahead is that Tesla has already a network of cars on the road with processing power implanted in them, and they also have the capability of having a wireless network that's connecting them all. So imagine you have what, 10,000 Teslas on the road at any one time. I am AI. You're AI. We're all AI. But imagine this, right? Tesla's got like 10,000 plus cars on the road. They all have a computer in them that's capable of processing the input from the sensors around them. You can get sensory data on road conditions, temperatures, traffic patterns, all that throughout the entire Tesla network being broadcast and connected via something like Starlink. So you could have like Nvidia, they just have this package that you can use, and it's sort of its own little single thing. And yeah, obviously, they talking about Omniverse and you can use that, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's nearly as powerful enough to properly implement. Like you could have Teslas that they're showing the car right now, and it's like giving data for people at the side of the road, and it's like you could have other Teslas driving by giving data to that Tesla on people on the other side of the road. Somebody's who's starting to cross the road in the opposite lane on the other side of a divider. You can be getting data from another Tesla, sending that to your Tesla. And so I don't know. To me, I feel like they have some cool stuff, but it's sort of a single component and something that needs multiple components to provide an effective solution. So as far as AI and driving, I think you need a network of cars on the road to actually provide you with enough information to make good driving decisions. And and it also provides a good amount of redundancy in regards to if you have sensors that are failing on your car, which happens all the time. So it'll be, I think, and they don't have these creepy avatars in the Teslas. So, it's another big positive. But here's a good situation where it would actually work really well. This self-driving from Nvidia, which is parking. Because again, parking, you're in a very small area, you're not traveling at a high speed, and you can basically have awareness around the car. And I think parking is an excellent area where you can implement this on an individual scale. But Hyperion 8, yes, the hardware architecture. Yeah, sensors. Yeah. 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 See, he's just talking about it on a single car. And this is, to me, is the issue, is that you're just going to have this single car. And so they're going to have this computer, and it's going to be in Mercedes and Land Rovers, and it's going to have a bunch of sensors, a bunch of cameras, radars, lidars, and ultrasonics, all that. And it's like, yes, you're going to have that, but it's just on that one car. And I don't know, it feels like it's not really going to provide a very good holistic approach. So each layer of the map independently. Yeah, so they have mapping software that'll help as far as like providing data for the system. But again, how are you going to connect these systems? Are these systems connected and talking to each other? Yeah, they're going to have a digital twin of all major highways in North America, Western Europe, and Asia. Okay, that's good. That's helpful for AI, and self-driving. But again, It's just going to be what you can do that. You can compete with Google Maps now for, plotting your course. But I think though using their Omniverse to train it is actually really, really handy. And Omniverse could be very handy for training different systems. But I feel like you need to have a system for self-driving to actually be realized in the real world, um, in which you have multiple cars again feeding information into that system, and that system is then directing those cars in regards to where to go and how to go. So yeah, I don't, you can have your system with, real world LiDAR. Yeah. Okay. But again, you just got LiDAR for, like, imagine, like you could have AI on multiple vehicles, right? Where, if some vehicle goes out of control, you can already be moving the vehicles in the surrounding area out of the way so that this car that's out of control isn't hitting them. So it's not going to be reactive. You could have like the whole system working proactively to prevent accidents and that. And I think if we're going to take the responsibility of driving safely out of the hands of people, you have to have a system that is going to be better than people in general. And better than, actually not just better than people, but better than the perfect person who would be driving. So I don't, this is just my ranting on AI and driving, which may or may not be correct, but I just feel like Tesla is so much better set to implement self-driving than Nvidia, just because Nvidia is they're all single units running around. And if you have some sort of failure on it, and obviously there's tons of sensors, so there's redundancy in that, but I don't know. I feel like you're one one poorly done boosting of your car. You put your cables on there to try and start your car, and you do it the wrong way or something, and you fry your electrical system. But now he's talking about future cars. See, he's talking about highly centralized, but I would think you'd want something that's more decentralized. BYD, the second largest, second to Tesla. No, wait a second. Did I miss something here? He's talking about creating the AI model. See, now if they are running their driving data into the Omniverse in real time, yeah, if they're uploading their AI driving data into the Omniverse, and the Omniverse is basically their connected network for these cars, then all that stuff I said they can't do, then they can do via the Omniverse. But it has to be connected to this network real time, and then you can take then a much more a model that's not constrained to just say Tesla. If this is something that's on a bunch of different car makers, which makes up a large portion of the cars on the road, then you can be feeding all this information into the Omniverse via all of these cars, which then outputs um, driving data to these cars to advise them and prevent them from accidents or altering their driving habits. Like if you're, say, going into an area where there's icy conditions, a car lost control, 2 minutes ago in the same location, your car will already know it and you'll be fine. But we've already moved on to medical stuff here. So I digress. Hmm. Robotics platform. Claire Hollow Scan. Okay, IEC 62304. I don't know. Security level, I don't know. Nvidia security level. Hollow Scan, finally. Something for us to play surgery simulator on. Folding at home V 2.0. Yeah, maybe. Although folding at home, they'll probably have their own AI software for this sort of stuff. Okay, robotic. Okay, this will be interesting. As robotic surgery needs this quite a bit. Some robots watch things that move. Oh, man, they're putting this all into the Omniverse. Interesting. It was downloaded 300,000 times by your friends, Jensen. Come on. Your mom's there. She wants to support you, so she downloaded it 100,000 times. But seriously, it'd be very interesting to see. Are they basically taking all this real world data and putting it into the Omniverse? So they're using this to create digital twins of actual warehouses and factories, assembly lines, all that. So do these items exist in the Omniverse, and like the Omniverse is like a singular ecosystem, or are there multiple versions of the Omniverse? Because it sounds like the Omniverse is just like one system, and all of this stuff is in there. And it's like, is he going to create his own digital version of the world? Because again, that sounds a lot like the Matrix. Just saying. Um, it could be pretty crazy. So like, I don't know, them talking about it being just got lunch. Nice. Yeah. Ran out of, yeah, she is pretty awesome. Not just not because of that, but She's just great. AMRs, that's almost ASMRs. That's the only disappointment I have for Isaac for AMRs. So I'm wondering, is this Omniverse a singular for lunch? Is leftover poutine. I'm not going to eat while I'm streaming, though. I'll wait until I'm done streaming. I won't put you guys through that. Okay. For fisheye cameras, I misread it for teleportation, not actual teleportation. Okay, more Jetson kits. Interesting. This will be kind of cool for robotics. But I still have that same question about the Omniverse. Is it a singular Omniverse, or is there multiple versions of the Omniverse that people are sort of deploying and running locally? Because it'd be kind of interesting if there's a singular Omniverse where everything is in there, you know, and where you can like break into somebody's facility and see what's inside their facility because you're in the Omniverse. And like I think I just figured out the next Oceans movie is they're going to go into the AI version, or the simulated version of the world, and they're going to break into a simulated casino and get all of the money out of that simulated casino and practice their robbery there. It's going to be called Oceans AI. Isaac Jim. See, this is actually kind of a really cool thing where you're using, Oceans, Matrix, Inception. This is actually pretty interesting that you can teach robots in the Omniverse. This is actually really great because it costs you almost nothing to make multiples. You missed the event, Papa? It's still going. It's still going, Fruita Palm. You're not too late. The event is I got some poutine for lunch delivered to me. It's great. But they're talking about AI and training robots to take over the world. Basically, Papa is going to be the leader of the new Matrix and the founder of Skynet. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting from this. Yep, the more you buy, the more you save. Shawarma poutine? No, it's not a shawarma poutine. It's just a normal one. But it is a good poutine. Okay. Festo. That's good. Cobots. Cool. I've never heard the term cobot before. Hmm. Festo's pretty much one of the best as far as actuators and cylinders. You can teach dogs to walk. For how to chase humans and herd them into the containment camps once the AI takes over. So they can hook us into the Omniverse via pods so we can power them. I know, you need to get those wheels for your dog. The warehouse is a robot. ASMRs. Oh, Amazon's using the Omniverse too. Because Bezos wants to be one of the co-leaders of the Omniverse with Jensen. I knew it. Robots. $40.90 basics. Amazon edition. So we can simulate how best to prevent our workers from striking. Ooh, ray tracing. See, I find it kind of cool that they're able to do it, but like the real life view of it is kind of like, it's like, meh, that's not like that important. No more trucker convoys. Just wait, the robotic trucker convoys will be even worse. They don't want the new antivirus software, so they're gonna stop. See, this is a good one, sorting and picking, because this is a real life issue for a lot of automation. Yeah, a lot of like like especially like soft packaging. Yeah, he's talking about it right now. Yeah, they're trying to pick up like those bag items and they could be in any sort of orientation. So any sort of vision system is going to have a lot of trouble without some sort of AI. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for pick and place robots, AI is like really, really important. Directional guidance, my freedoms. Nice. Yeah, handling different packages is very key for AI. Yeah, they can claim that they delivered your package, but it'll be just a picture of the Omniverse where your house is. Like, that's not my actual doorstep. It looks like it, but it's not. Okay. So Omniverse, he wants it to reach all 10 million of the designers. Omniverse Cloud, there it is. Yep. So is this going to be all of the Omniverse stuff all connected? Okay, it's not a singular virtual world. It's their own virtual world. Yes, hot tub streams via Omniverse. Let's see. I know, right? That's what Omniverse. Okay. This doesn't look like anything different than you'd get over a normal Teams call. See, this doesn't seem any different. This stream that they're having here, that they're talking about these different things. Okay, the fact that she can. Oh my goodness! Get out of here, Jensen. Oh man. See, the interesting thing is when all of these people can interact with the model, because right now it's just showing that. Right now it's just showing, them all looking, and the one guy's sort of doing things. The one lady looked around a little bit with the stream, but if they can all move it around and look at it themselves and interact with it themselves, then it would be, I think, a much more better display of the power of the cloud. But right now it just looked like it's like, hey, designer, can you do this? He's like, yeah, I can do this and change that. That's like a normal video call these days. So it would be better if they had it set up so that they could all interact with it and add changes. Hey, how does this look to you guys? And then, no, don't do that. And then, what about this instead? Somebody else puts something else, and then they show that. Instead, it was just them telling the one person to do things. So I think they're talking about everything now. Million X turbo transformers, AI factories. A little bit scary. Interesting. $1 million X. Warp speed. My goodness. And how software makes you. Mm-hmm. Some pretty crazy stuff that they can do now. Manufactured intelligence, yeah. Scale training performance. So it's better training performance. Yep, Papa's looking mighty AI right now. So we shall see. That's pretty cool. The H100 CNX. It's pretty neat. And those Grace Hopper parts, those are pretty neat too. Okay, H100 and Q3. Okay, so you're not going to see any Grace Hopper chips this year. Yeah, Empire, you need that for your Plex server, right? Think of the streams you could have with it. The streams. It's also the ideal CPU for YouTube. It's great. And hand to hand. Dual Grace and 8 hoppers. That sounds pretty crazy. DPUs. Companionships. Or is it companionships? Did you say companionships or companionships? It's like, build companionships. I need companionships. It's pretty cool though. Hop on Grace companionships. That's awesome. AI escorts, yeah. It'll be there probably on your Omniverse date. Just wait until they start saying they can capture tastes with AI and project those tastes via sensory inputs into you. That's going to be the next level. And then we will be really headed towards the Matrix. Yeah, the gold shroud is pretty cool, but I think it's common on a lot of their renders. Even the A100 stuff is. He'll tell us. He'll tell us. He's going to tell us soon. Because his AI that's running the presentation right now, it had 10,000 hours of practice in the Omniverse, so it's perfect. Literally. It's kind of interesting. Be interesting. I want to know if anybody knows if Omniverse is a single like group or if it's like everybody has their own Omniverse that they're interacting with, or if it's like a singular Omniverse that everyone connects to. If somebody knows that, can you please tell me in the comments? Because I'm actually genuinely curious about that. Just wait for the next Million X. Well, you're welcome. You're part of my family too, Jensen. What? Oh my goodness. Including him. Engage. There's those gold shrouds for you. Oh. They still have 11 jobs launched. Okay. Are you going to show us the next? Wait, what? Cheesy music? Oh, come on. Greenville Morpheus. Yeah, literally. Oh my gosh. Whose idea was this? This is so cheesy. Oh my gosh. Who signed off on this? This is ridiculous. I love it. I love it, but I hate it. And I love it. Oh my gosh. This is like the funniest thing ever. Oh my god, the chip's popping off. This is killing me. This is killing me. This is so funny. Oh my gosh. I bet you this is giving like it's like look how friendly it is, this server that's gonna take over your lives. It's really cool. It's like jazz. Look at even the bobbleheads like it. You should be nodding too. There's the hopper. Now it's gonna dance the hopper. Oh man. This is gonna be like a show tunes part. Wow. Coming to a Broadway stage near you. Hopper and Grace. Oh, is this Jensen in his full leather tracksuit coming to dance? Yep, here he comes. What did I tell you about dancing during my presentation? It's Tiny Jensen. Oh no. I bet you that animation gave like a lot of like IT professionals like anxiety seeing like the components moving like that. I believe that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for tuning in, and it was a pleasure. Have a good one. Back to work.